and I am excited because up here for the next 4 months, we get nothing but blistering cold, ice, and freezing wind, which means this 4-wheel drive puppy is about to become my overland behemoth.
It looks the same. Definitely the same. But it's got rock lights now.
And we're gonna wrap this thing in 2 days because that's as long as I have Will for before he has to go home. Why does it seem like every time I have a final build update for you, it's 3 months late and you probably already forgot about it? It's a thing that makes me more frustrated than ever, and I think you've probably felt that too. So this is a 1999 Toyota Hilux SSR-X. It is the equivalent of what you would see in the United States as the 4Runner. Now the SSR-X was one of 4 trims that took me 10 minutes on the internet to actually figure out because everything was responding to me with some sort of artificial intelligence garbage, but really the Dash X is what gives you these old wider hips on the side, and of course these sidekick panels and all that good lovey-dovey stuff that makes it look just a little bit meaner. And I love this thing because for $14,000 with 35,000 miles, I just don't think it can be beat. That's a lot to say. I bought an old 4Runner, and for it to take 6 months in YouTuber years, that's downright unacceptable. I lost my right to blue skies and green ground thumbnails because of how badly I failed you. But it is here, and it reminds me of something that I always fail at, being okay with that. Now, obviously, it's all finished now, but when we started this build, I was supposed to do, oh, my back, I'm getting old. We were supposed to get this thing done in January so that we could post it in February. And this video is going live in June. Now, one of the big things that kind of went really weird was after we got all the parts, especially the stuff that I was really excited to do because it was an entirely new build, I hit a big, debilitating personal snag. Probably one of the hardest things that I've ever gone through. My wife and I had a miscarriage, and that was really hard for us to kind of process. The video that you saw just shortly after that was like, I don't know, 48 hours after that had happened. And so we got it done. You know, it took an extra 4 or 5 months, but I felt like sometimes when I was working on this thing, I was only working on it because I felt guilty that I wasn't working on it. I didn't mean to make this sad, but let me tell you that when something like that happens, there's just nothing quite as debilitating. The video we posted with John and Morimoto helping out was filmed 48 hours after that trip to the hospital. And I don't know why I tried to do that, but looking back, it was a very stupid mistake, and I still kind of beat my head up on it. I'm not saying this to make anyone feel bad. I feel bad saying it at all, and I feel like you don't even need to know that. And if I don't say it in the right way, it'll probably come off weird. I don't know. I'm really specific in what I say when I lose confidence in my work. I try being too funny or too serious, and when I just get in my head, I mess the whole thing up. God, I feel like I gotta work on my rapping. Not for the holidays, but for cars. Technically speaking, this was my first wrap, so I'll take what I can get. Now, this is the part of the video where I would do something insane. I would jump this off of a cliff or around a roundabout or do something wild to keep your engagement and to drive comments because videos do better with comments. Like, that's a thing, you know? But instead, I keep getting distracted by the bird. In reality, this is getting filmed at about 6:30 in the morning on a Friday for 20 minutes before we go spend the next 14 hours working on one of the brands, either Martini or Martini Works, because Dustin's appendix exploded. And we're hiring somebody new that starts on Monday, I think. And we also have all of these impending pressures on trying to make Martini Works work, so we gotta check out all the wheel and tire packages. And then I'm gonna have to go negotiate freight rates with FedEx because they keep us. You know, it's all of these things that continue to happen. And during all of that, I'm trying to find time for my wife and I to go on a vacation that really feels like a vacation. Not a workcation, not a we'll go do stuff together while also doing 10 other things, an actual vacation. And it feels like that is getting further and further away from me every single day. And then I jump on YouTube and what do I see? I see all these incredible YouTubers making insanely good content, doing insanely cool builds, and doing them incredibly fast. Why do I feel the way that I feel? Which might make you feel like you're falling behind. Chances are you've got a car in the garage, a build in progress, something that you need to do or forgot to do, and now there's an imaginary piano above your head that was supposed to be a hobby, and it turned into, dare I say, a job. A thing where there's no real small serotonin place to escape because every TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook scroll has someone doing something way larger with their car that's faster and with some wicked good views. All the things that can make the statement of comparison is the thief of joy feel a bit like I told you so. But it is done. Like, it is completed. We have, you know, the Graham Life 57 XTRs in forest green, and if you don't like forest green on brown,
get out, you know? We've got the BFG KO3s, which I love. It's wrapped, it's got the Morimoto ditch lights and the front lights, and it's got about 1 billion like lights up here that quite literally blind any F-150 that pisses me off. A new grille, it's got new headlights, it's got new taillights, it's got new bulbs all around. It is, by all intents and purposes, pretty much almost done, you know? Is it as good as how it came from factory? Probably not. Manufacturers are better at building vehicles than we are, but we have better taste, and that's what matters. Now, getting all of this done was a little bit tricky. It was hard because the days that I did feel like we were doing it right were the days where I felt like I was in the best headspace. And that headspace is not as easy to find anymore as I feel like it used to be. Balancing Martini and Martini Works, the two things that actually keep this whole thing alive for us to make videos for you, is a really teetering thing. And also making sure that my stuff at home with my wife and with my friends was a really sensitive place to be as well. And I know I'm not the only one that feels like this sometimes. I feel like I'm talking to just the sky, but there's no way that when you look at a car that you're trying to work on and you get beaten over the head with the realities of life, that sometimes it just feels harder than normal. And this was probably the hardest build yet. And there's 6 mods on this thing.
What friends like Evan from Throttle and Adam with the LZ compound, Justin with Tim, and some of the other incredible folks can do for their audience is downright insane. A masterclass in what content creation should probably be. But man, it isn't like, it just feels like how I imagine every girl feels when they see another girl in a slightly more confident space that doesn't seem to mind that small insecurity that makes the other girl spiral. Guys are just like that. I feel like we're just like that, just a bit, right?
The internet is just a very small place to show a very small piece of your life. And it has gotten more and more normal to try and make everything look and feel perfect. Even the videos of people saying that this is my normal life, get ready with me, a day in the life, those are all hyperactive, hyper-focused, hyper-stylized photos. When I got up this morning, there was puke on my bed from one of my cats, and I stepped on something sharp enough that it hurt my foot when I got in the shower, okay? People are normal, and sometimes builds just take a little bit longer, and that's okay. The point of building stuff is to express yourself. It's been the entire mission of Martini Works since day one, has just been to help people express themselves, to mod their car the right way. But sometimes when we're not even in the right headspace, that can be hard in and of itself. No matter where you come from, no matter what dispositions that you might have, getting into a place where you feel like you can actually spend some time on something for you and not feel guilty about it can get really, really hard as you get older. And I'm just here to remind you that that feeling, it's okay. It happens to all of us. We all go through this at some point in our life. And if you haven't gone through that yet, I'm so proud of you for making it as far as you have, because quite honestly, it will happen someday and it's gonna stink. But you choosing to get up the next day and try your best and try again and try to be a little bit more positive, try to find that balance a little bit more, even as the world keeps knocking you down, so that you can enjoy one of your biggest passions, which is the same as mine, which is just modifying cars because they're silly, dumb, stupid. That's kind of what it's all about, right?
But to sit on YouTube and talk about how I could only do 5 mods in 6 months is a bit of a tough pill to swallow. But sometimes that's just how life works for all of us. Families start to grow or start to fade. Relationships wander or they get stronger. Jobs get better or sometimes get worse. And while social media points growth only in a linear path upwards for the sake of inspiration, the reality is just like our car builds. Sometimes things go right and the builds get better, and other times you pass that Miata that's on jack stands in your garage for the 3rd summer. No matter where you are, just remember that honestly, it's all right. Building a car is a journey. It's not a destination. Comparison truly is the thief of joy, and you should really just focus on doing this thing that you enjoy for yourself. And if you manage to film it, that's cool too. And if you ever need to talk about where you're at with your build, drop a comment below. I'm right here. I'm AlexMartini. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you'd like to support in a free way, consider subscribing and dropping a comment on the car build that you're working on. And if you're looking for car parts, I hope to see you over at martiniworks.com.